What's going on, everyone? So, the swag is back, the hat is back, the plain black tee, you know what that means. The Lakers are back, baby. That means we are back in business. I know. No hat, no swagger. I get it. It's like, Tyler's plain bagel. This is embarrassing for all of us. I get it. Well, guess what? The cap is back. And you know what that means? Lakers are on the tough stretch. Got my stuff back, slowly starting to go through everything. Found the hat. Still don't know where the white one that I usually wear is. But don't worry, we'll find that. I know you guys are concerned. But to talk Lakers basketball is we got the stretch, right? Bucks, then we got the Nuggets tomorrow. And then we have two more back-to-backs. And we play 6 games in 8 nights or something like that. It's crazy. But got to do what we got to do, right? Got to handle business. Got to make sure we're putting in work. Obviously, we're not going to have LeBron James for this stretch. See what happens with some of the other players, such as Rui and stuff during the stretch. We'll see how close they are. I'm sure we'll start getting updates and things like that. Jackson Hayes, right? Dorian Finney-Smith. At least at the time of recording this video, everything's still kind of up in the air. But I imagine we'll get some type of update sooner or later. But look, at the end of the day, right, it's next man up mentality. Everyone said that the Nets game was an outlier, that it was just, uncharacteristic of the Lakers, which, I tend to disagree. Look, Lakers won like 20 out of 25 games or something like that, or 19 out of 23, whatever it was, right? But the Lakers love to play down to their competition. Luckily, the Lakers love to play up to their competition, right? Usually when they play good teams, they usually show up, they usually ball out, they usually play well. It's unfortunate we lost that Nets game because even as bad as we played, right, gave up 16 offensive rebounds, had 15 turnovers, and we still had a chance to win that game. And Gabe Vincent and Jordan Goodwin were fantastic in that game. Gabe Vincent had 24, and Jordan Goodwin had 17 and 8, and we still lost that game. So it's frustrating when it's like 2 of your bench players, 2 of your role guys give you 41 off the bench with, I think Gabe Vincent had 1 or 2 rebounds too. So basically, 10 rebounds collectively, let's say, and you still lose that game. A little frustrating, but hey, you can't make up losses. All you can do is make up wins. I do have some level of concern for this stretch, obviously. I do have some level of I don't want to get too far behind the 8 ball here. Luckily, the Lakers handled business when they were supposed to early on, right? The Lakers, you've seen the last few years, were terrible in the beginning of the season. And then desperation mode came in. And they had to just win, 20 out of 25 games just to get into the play-in. Luckily, because the Lakers did what they were supposed to do, they can weather a losing streak if that comes. Obviously, I don't want to lose, the next 6 games and now we're on, an 8-9 game losing streak, nothing like that. But I don't think it's panic mode, even if we lose to the Bucks and the Nuggets. If we can go 3-3 during this stretch, during this brutal stretch, considering we don't have LeBron, we're probably not going to have Rui and Jackson Hayes and Dorian Finney-Smith for some, if not most of these games, right? If we can win at least 3 of these during the stretch, particularly the Nuggets games, right? If we can at least win one of those Nuggets games, one of the Bucks games, and then that other middle back-to-back against who is it, the Spurs, and don't remember who the other team is off the top of my head, but you get those kind of, if you can win those games, that'd be great, right? I'm not really so much worried about the Bucks game as I am the Nuggets game. Obviously, I'd like to beat both. Obviously, I'd prefer, if we won both, but the Nuggets game is much more important in my opinion because 1, it's a Western Conference team. 2, it's a team that you're playing and fighting with for seeding. And 3, the Nuggets have owned us the last few years, right? We got a great win last time, really controlled and dominated that game start to finish. You love to see it. But although we do have the justification, hey, we didn't have half of our players during that stretch or, during this game. So you do have the built-in justification. But I'd like to get that win to show oh no, we're different. And Luka loves to play Denver, loves to play his buddy Jokic, right? I just worry because we're not going to have Rui. You're not going to be able to trap Jokic the way that we did in the previous game because you had Rui who's big, physical, and strong, and you had LeBron who's big, physical, and strong, and they can kind of just hold their own on the interior, right? But it is a game at a time. It is a step at a time, right? Like I said, we'll see who ends up becoming available for that game against the Nuggets. I imagine if guys are going to come back, they probably come back for that game and not the Bucks game because, again, the Denver game is just that much more important. Plus, just all the travel and stuff like that. Whoever made the schedule is crazy. We also have the sixth toughest schedule the rest of the season. A lot of that is this stretch, right? And then you play the Thunder twice towards the end of the season. But there are some like kind of easier, you should win those games type of games towards the back end of March and then early in April. So if the Lakers can handle their business, right? Can they just weather this storm? Can they just weather this storm until guys start coming back and then we can start gearing up, make that last push, the last 7 games or whatever, going into the postseason, going into the playoffs, building that momentum, kind of hitting our stride, and then get into the playoffs, and then whatever our matchups are our matchups, right? Said it before, stand by it. I am not as worried about the seeding as I am health, right? Because, look, we can win every game the rest of the way, catch the Thunder, and if LeBron James and Luka Doncic are not healthy, it's all irrelevant, right? We're not winning anything without those two guys being healthy. So if we have to lose, a good majority, can we at least go, 500? I want at least 50 wins because I think if we get 50 wins, we'll be a top 4 seed. Just based how things are shaping up, and we have tiebreakers over a lot of these teams. So, if we finish with the same records, we should be able to overtake them. So if we can finish as the 4th seed, that would be ideal just because now we have home court in the first round and then, going to the second round and whatever happens, right? Chances are we'd have to play Denver if they end up finishing the 3 seed or whatever. But, whatever you got to do, you got to do. You're probably going to have to play them at some point. If we finish as the 4 seed and Denver finishes, and we finish as the 4 seed, then we would play the Thunder. So, I don't mind staying on the opposite bracket is my point. Where if we finish in that 2 or 3 spot, then we play Denver in the second round. That's what I meant to say. Let me re-clarify. But if we finish in that 4 spot, that's fine. You're on the opposite side of the bracket of Denver, and then you'll have that matchup for the conference finals if Denver makes the conference finals. Also, if the Lakers make the conference finals. But if we played Houston and OKC, I don't want to take away from OKC. OKC is really good this year, but I really like how the Lakers match up against OKC. They don't have that physical interior force that is just, it's like, man, how are we going to handle this, right? Like a lot of their guys are 6'3" to 6'6", where all the Lakers guys are, 6'7" to 6'9". So we're bigger, so we can match up better. Again, I don't want to undersell OKC. I'm not saying Lakers will just sweep the Thunder, but the Lakers have had success against the Thunder the last few years, and it's been because of their size. So I do like that matchup. I do think we should be able to win that and get to the conference finals, getting through Houston and OKC. But again, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Starts with the Bucks tonight. Got to handle business against the Bucks. You handle business against Milwaukee. Lakers, I think, will be in good shape. Obviously, it's a game at a time, night at a time, preparation. Hopefully, the coaching staff has this team just better prepared, better organized, have their stuff together better. Execution is important, right? I know a lot of people got on JJ and the coaching staff for that, but look, JJ Redick and the coaching staff, I said the same stuff about Darvin Ham, right? The team has to still show up, right? JJ Redick isn't responsible for them giving up 16 offensive rebounds. He's not responsible for them creating 15 turnovers, right? You got to take care of the basketball. You got to team rebound and defend, get the rebounds, right? All the little, a coach can only control and dictate so much, right? At the end of the day, the players still have to execute. At the end of the day, the players still have to show up, and we were just getting outworked, out hustled, right? Not closing out on shooters and stuff, right? Got to do a much better job of the details, the X's and O's, right? But the coaching staff obviously didn't have them bought in and prepared the way that we needed them to. I look at it as kind of just underestimating your opponent. They probably looked at Brooklyn we can beat them, and they ended up getting smacked. Also, Brooklyn's entire defensive scheme was to slow down Luka and make everyone else beat you. And it worked. Guess what other teams are going to do, such as the Milwaukee Bucks and the Denver Nuggets? They're going to hone in on Luka and make Luka, try to be pedestrian and make everyone else beat you. Austin Reeves needs to be better. These are the games that we have Austin Reeves for, right? Austin Reeves, I've praised him a lot more. I haven't been as critical on him as I have in the past. Why? Because he's been great the last 20 or so games, right? He's somebody that has really done a good job of just being consistent. Last few games he hasn't, just got back from injury. Fine, I'll give him a pass, but you got to start picking things up here now. Got to start putting things in gear and being the Austin Reeves that you were the previous 20 games, so that way we can start rattling off and winning some of these games. Luckily, Austin Reeves does like to play against the big teams, such as the Milwaukee Bucks and the Denver Nuggets. So I'm looking forward to that, and I think it's going to be good. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Kind of mixed in the middle. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Let me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.